Okay, then another really popular machine, and we're just going to at least learn how to count with this one, and you can think later about adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing. I think I don't, like what I just showed you with like a quarter being 0.25, I don't know if I understand really well what happens with fractions in this crazy machine. So I'll just stick with the integers here and not have my extra stuff over that way. I'll only go this way. This is a 3-2 machine. Okay, so we have the 2 to 1 with a question mark, and now we're going to have the 3-2. That'll be our last machine, which we'll just look at for a couple minutes. So let's start counting. If I put 1 dot in here, nothing happens. I just have a 1 in the rightmost box. If I put a second dot in, nothing happens. I just have a 2 in the rightmost box. If I put a third dot in, I get an explosion, and what happens? 2 dots. And if we stick with our usual rule of each of these dots weighs 1 ounce, how much do these dots weigh? 3/2 ounces. But this is kind of weird because we only have whole numbers. Like, if we don't think about the weights, we only have whole numbers that we're ever talking about. There's only a whole number of pebbles in each box. There's only a whole number of pebbles put in. But somehow, even though they're all whole numbers here, to understand them, maybe we need to think about these weights as fractions, which is kind of crazy. Okay, so this is going to be boring again for a little while, right? And then it gets exciting. Three dots explode and make? 3 dots explode and make 2. Explode again. 3 dots explode and make 2. Okay, so what will be the next exciting moment? 9. And what's going to happen with 9? Okay, 2, 1, 0, 0. Hold on a second. How much do these dots weigh? 3/2 of 3/2, right? If 3 of these make 2 of those, each one of these has to be 1.5 of these. So this is 3/2 of 3/2, 9/4. And these dots, 27/8. Oh my goodness. Okay. So hold on a second. We're saying that 9 equals 2 27/8 ounce dots plus 1 9/4 ounce dot. Look at these ridiculous fractions. Oh, wait a minute, but this simplifies a little bit. This is 27/4 plus 9/4, which is 36. It worked! Okay, so I guess this machine works with these crazy weights for the pebbles over there. So I guess if this is 9 is the next exciting number, what's going to be the next exciting one after that? How about 12? Well, we know how to recycle now. We can do it with 9 plus 3. So what are we going to get? 2, 1, 2, 0. That wasn't so exciting. There's only one explosion. Let's go for 15. Okay, so how are we going to get 15? We can do 9 plus 6. Okay, so I have 2, 1, 0, 0. And 6 was 2, 1, 0. So there's my dots in my boxes. So clearly still 0 there, 1 there. This is going to explode, which makes 2 more dots here. So that's going to be a 0 in that spot. And 3 of these dots explode and give me 1 here. 2 here. So I have 2, 1, 0, 1, 0. So I get kind of excited. Like, here's my first 2-digit number, 3-digit number, 4-digit number, 5-digit number. So one of the basic questions is just a counting question. Like, when I know I'm working with a 10-1 machine, the smallest 2-digit number is 10. The smallest 3-digit number is 100. The smallest 4-digit number is 1,000, and so on. Here, it's not quite so obvious what the pattern's going to be. So even just really basic counting questions like, what is the smallest n-digit number? That's probably an hour or two of work to really get to the bottom of that, because there's two parts to figure out. You have to figure out how many pebbles in the ones place it is, and then you also have to figure out what it's going to look like after the explosions. And these patterns of ones and zeros, and who knows, maybe some twos, I don't know. It's not very obvious what these other digits are going to be. I mean, it's kind of weird. You're used to the smallest whatever digit number being 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. But here there's like some spared dust left behind by all the explosions. So figuring out the pattern of that is pretty tricky. So if you want to really go with this 3-2 machine, you can also try to figure out, like, what about unexploding? What about if I start with half a pebble in here and try the unexplodey trick to find out, like, a quarter is 0.25 in the 10-1 machine? What does a half look like here? You'll find some big surprises. Big surprises. So that'll keep everybody busy for quite some while. Be sure to eat lunch at a place with paper placemats. Yeah.